now move on to the next industry presentation of the day by Mr. Swaminathan Ganesan, co-founder and CEO Smartail. Can we welcome sir with a big round of applause?
Very good morning to everyone. Thank you, Observe Now, for everything. You guys have been a charm, and great to meet all the educationalists, the entrepreneurs, and as well as fellow deep tech and ed tech founders as well. So before I even start and talk a little bit about what we do, a small story is we are incorporated in Bangalore. We in 2019 we incorporated in Bangalore. We set up our corporate office in Chennai. So I come from Chennai, and the whole operations are there in either Bangalore or in Chennai. But 2.5 years back, Telangana AI mission picked us up, and they recognized that, oh, these guys are doing something very different, and we were taken up into the second cohort of Telangana AI mission. So a big thank you to Telangana. Telangana and Hyderabad is very close to our heart, and Mrs. Swarupa, who spoke about T-Hub. T-Hub has been the place for us to go behind, so and come and meet all the different ecosystem partners over here. So big thanks to T-Hub as well on that front. So a couple of things that we were awarded as NASSCOM's AI Game Changer Award. We won it last year, specifically in the field of education. And then we also won an award from Financial Express for the best use case in machine learning. And we were also mentioned by UNESCO in their India report for 2022 in terms of something pretty innovative that is being approached from Smartail's end. And of course, part of India AI in many forums in terms of bringing out the machine learning and deep learning capabilities. So again, part of all the ecosystems in South India, at least Telangana AI mission, we're very part of it, NASSCOM's Deep Tech Club and Startup TN, and as well as Karnataka's ecosystem as well. So what we do in a very specific sense is that we grade the handwritten descriptive answers of students using artificial intelligence. So that's simply what we do. So which means why is it so tough, or why is it very difficult in the sense is that any child or any student can write a particular answer in their own words, their own sentences, their own adjectives, their own sentence coherence, and still you got to say whether they have written properly or not. And we cannot just be at a suggestive level, but you also have to be at an accurate level of telling, okay, I'm going to award you 3 marks out of 5 or 4 marks out of 5. And we predominantly worked with the K-12 sector in the beginning. And when we worked with it, the first thing that happens in a school is that when we go inside, you're being compared saying, okay, these are the bunch of answer papers. Now my teachers have corrected it. Now you go and correct it. Let's compare the marks. So you have to be in close proximity to how a human grades. And this is always context specific. And that's exactly what we do. We have a stall here. I can still show a very detailed demo, but I want to be very quick about how the whole thing happens. So very, very quick snapshot into how this, say, this is an answer paper that is actually written. We know all the scanning process. I'm just fast forwarding it. We identify which answer paper belongs to which students by the roll number that they have actually written on the top right corner of the answer paper or any other place that is actually provided to them. The next thing that happens is we dissect each and every individual answer paper the answer out of the answer paper, and then we push it for extraction. So in this sense, even if the child is going to write in any order, or even if the answer flows from one page to another, all of these is still something which we actually pick it up. So once this process is done, we go to the extracting of handwritten text. So again, this is a big challenge. A little background about me is I worked with healthcare. I was working with doctors' prescriptions. So, and I worked at it for 6 years back. So I must say that was very easy. I'll tell you the secret. The secret is doctors only write 50 medicines. They don't write beyond 50 medicines, because once you get into the ontology, the specification, it's only 50 medicines, nothing beyond. So it's very easy, but the children are still very innovative. We have even tried our models with children with dyslexia. We were able to fine tune the models for the specially able children as well. We're working on it pretty strongly, but 97% of the use case we are there, and we are able to grade the answers. So, and this is how the system looks like, where you have the answer keys that is actually given, configured. You have various parameters to it in terms of compulsory, what's the mutually exclusive, conclusive answers, so on and so forth. We extract the handwritten text. Now we have our patented algorithm using which we compare the meaning of what the kid has actually written or the student has actually written to that of the answer key that is pre-configured. We give grammatical errors, we give spelling errors, we give coherence errors. If there are the vocabularies age appropriate, all these kind of data is something which we give back to the teachers, the faculty, and so on and so forth. So this is what we do, and how does the whole application look like is something like this. This is for a live school. This is a K-12 example. This is for a live school where we have for a 9th standard, and all the small dots are students. So you get to see, okay, this is how my whole class stands in the past 3 months with all the tests that I've actually conducted in the class. And when I say click on a single grid, I get to know who are my kids who are probably a little weak in chemistry. And then if I want to see how they're doing in other subjects with a single click again, I'll be able to see, okay, this is the curve of that particular kid called Thines, and that's how he's actually doing. So now we go one level in and say, for example, computer applications. And then we find out not only in that particular subject, but in different chapters, how the kids are actually doing. So again, you can also see who are the kids in each of the grid and also know which chapters are they weak in, which is where you have to do the remedials on for whom do the remedials are required. Because normally the remedial planning happens for the whole class because we're not able to pinpoint exactly saying, okay, this is the area that the kids actually need remedials for. So now remedial planning is a lot easier. And for every test that is actually conducted, we kind of give this kind of a report. This is descriptive answers as such. And we say, okay, these are your questions, these are the class average, and this is the least attended questions in the whole class. And which means it's not just the mark average. Mark average always comes in handy when you have certain number of questions and all the students have attended, and then you say, okay, out of 5, the class average is 3 for this particular question. But you also give data in terms of how many students have actually written it, and these might be questions from higher order thinking skills. And also give information regarding Bloom's performance. We also classify each and every question in Bloom's category, Bloom's taxonomy as such, and then also give on various different parameters. So we have all the data, so we can massage the reports in whichever way that the institution actually looks forward to. One other thing is that we work with Anna University, we work with a few universities, we have started piloting with them. We even did a pilot in Koti Women's College in Hyderabad. So one other thing that we are actually working on, or probably very interesting for us to look at, is since we look at each and every question, we extract each and every question, even the on-screen grading that we actually see could be a lot easier, because I can show all the 40 answers for a single question, I could show all the answers of children at a single shot. So that's something, this is say for example for a single question, I can show the answers of all the children and the AI graded mark, or if it has to be manually graded, all of this could be done as well. So in terms of looking at the answer paper, this is visualizing, you keep 40 papers of all the children in front of you, and you are looking at a particular question for the whole class as such at a single point in time. So it gives a different analogy or a different interpretation for the teachers themselves. They are like very intrigued about it and saying that, oh, okay, now I know why my children are writing this individual question differently. So the way in which we present the data, and humanly it's not possible to do. It's very difficult for a teacher to sit and mark the whole thing for each and every student and then look at it, because the amount of time the teachers or the faculty spend on grading alone is about 40%. So if not more. So 40% is the minimal slab. So we want to give that time back to them so that they can really do what they are meant to do, which is to go and talk to the students and empower them. Thank you so much. I still have 1 more minute to go. If there are any questions, I would love to take them. Yes, sir.
Entire this process, what happens is the students will, teachers will get disconnected with the faculty. What do you say for this?
Okay, so brilliant question, sir. This is one of our most challenging question that is being asked by all of the faculty members, all of the teachers, because for you, when you put the red ink in the paper only, you're talking to the student. And I say that's one place where there is an emotional connect between my students and myself. So now what we are saying is, yes, it is also dependent on the quality of the teacher who is also actually grading. So if there is enough quality across the table, and if the teacher is having only X number of students to look at and not something beyond, then maybe that still works. But when you don't have enough time, and at the end of the day, we are human, and there is also human fatigue that actually plays into play. And that's one sense where we are saying, still at scale, you still need technology to come and help you. And now technology has matured to an extent where we can actually help you out. So I know I can elaborate on the answer, but since the time's up, I'll come and talk to you personally. But that's that's the answer that we give it to them. This technology is now maturing, and once you start working with this, once it starts learning more, it could even more help you out. So thank you so much. We have a stall here, so if there are any questions, more than welcome to answer the questions over there. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much for that, sir. And I would now request Mr. Jeet Sharma, founder and CEO, Observe Now, to join us on stage and present a memento to sir right here with us. Can we give both of them a big round of applause, please?